All right, welcome to lesson 3, relationships between sets. We're going to look more at when we have intersect sets. So this is a Venn diagram where we have intersection happening. So what we know is that when we're setting up Venn diagrams, if we have set A and set B, there is possibly a place where there could be some things that belong in both. So we can have the overlapping circles, okay? So I think you had one example like this in your last section questions. So this is the things that are only in A, this is the things that are only in B, and the red is things that happen in both, okay? So we're gonna take a look at an example. And prior to this, we were kind of like putting in all the elements. We're going to mostly be looking at just the number of elements in each thing, okay? So in school, there are 65 grade 12 students. Of those students, 23 play volleyball, 26 play basketball, and there are 31 that do not play either. We're going to organize that information into a Venn diagram. So we know that a Venn diagram is a rectangle, which represents the universal set, which in this case would be my 65 grade 12 students. I've got volleyball and basketball, and 31 don't play either. So I'm going to have one circle for volleyball, one circle for basketball, and 31 don't go in either circle. Okay, so I've got a circle here. And what we know is that if we take our calculator and we take our 23 who play volleyball and our 26 who play basketball, and our 31 who do nothing, that adds up to 80 kids, which is too many. I know that I have only 65. So what that tells me is that I must have an overlapping set. In other words, there must be some kids who play both volleyball and basketball. Okay, so if this set represents volleyball and this one is basketball, the way that we can figure out how many are in that overlap is basically how many too many do we have when we add everything together. So when I add my 23, my 26, and my 31, I see that I get 80, but I only have 65 students in grade 12. So that means that I have 15 that must belong to both volleyball and basketball, right? Now remember that this whole circle is volleyball, right? And I have 23 who play volleyball. Well, 15 of them are already accounted for. That means I have 8 more out here that are in the only volleyball section. And for basketball, I have 26 people. Well, 15 of them are already in there. So I need 11 more who play only basketball. Now to do a double check, if you take 8 plus 15 plus 11 plus 31, you will see that I get my 65 grade 12 students. Let's look at another example. 100 students were interviewed. 28 took math. Okay, so I'm looking at a total of 100 students will be my universal set. 28 took math. 31 took bio. 42 took English. So I actually have 3 sets happening here. 9 took math and bio. 10 took math and English. 6 took bio and English. And 4 took all subjects. Okay, so we got a lot going on here. So we want to draw a Venn diagram and then answer these questions. Okay, so here is going to be my universal set of my 100 students. I know that it has to add up to 100 in total. I've got math, biology, English. It talks to me in the question about the overlaps between them. So math, bio, and then I need an overlap of all of them. So this is going to be English. So a little tip is I always start in the very middle. So what is the biggest overlap? Taking all of them. So there's 4 that took all. So that's going to be in this middle part where all of them overlap. That's going to be 4, right? Then I have 6 who took bio and English. So finding my overlapping of bio and English is this part right here, right? So this would be my overlap bio-English part. I'll just kind of outline it here. And there's supposed to be 6 in there. Well, 4 of them are already there, so that means I've got another 2, right? 10 took math and English. Well, the math and English overlap is here. There's supposed to be 10 and there's already 4, so that means there's another 6 that took math and English, and 9 took math and bio. Well, the math and bio overlap is here, and there's going to be 9 in there, so that makes a total of 5 more on the outside. Now I've got to fill in my whole overall math circle. There's got to be 28 in this whole math circle, right? So if I add up 6 and 4 is 10 and 5 is 15, so I've already got 15 accounted for in there, so that means I need 13 out here. My bio is 31 kids, so if I count up 5 and 4 is 9 and 2 is 11, and this whole circle has to add up to 31, so that means that I need 20 more out here in the bio circle. And then for my English, it says that 42 took English. So if I add up what I've got 6 and 4 is 10 and 2 is 12. So I need another 30 in the English circle. Okay, so now to answer the questions, how many students took none? Well, to figure that out, what we need to do is add up all of these numbers and figure out how many short of 100 I am, right? So if I add up 13 and 6 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 20 and 30, it adds up to 80, which means, and since I have 100 students in total, I must have 20 students out here who don't take any of those classes. So that will be my number who take none. How many students take just math? Well, the just math is this group out here, right? That are just in the math circle. So that is 13. And just bio is the people that are out here in the just bio circle. So that is a total of 20 people. Okay, so this is just kind of dealing with Venn diagrams. I actually find this stuff kind of fun, the overlaps and figuring. So my tip though is always start with the biggest overlap that you can find and work your way out. Okay, so I've got some practice questions for you there. You can go ahead and give those a try. And when you're done, you can move on to lesson 4.